land. You need high wind areas, cheap land. You have 600 large turbines is equivalent to what? One nuclear reactor. So people analyze this thing and they say, well, is it cost effective? Is there benefits associated with that? Okay. So you need about 30 linear miles of turbines to do these things. Okay. People start complaining. You don't want to see it what? Next door to your house. You don't want you, okay, especially if you have an expensive house. It's a problem. Many of the areas are much farther from the power grid. Okay. Some people they claim that it's what? It's a cheaper natural gas. Depends. Okay. Some of this tax laws associated with it. Okay. Solar power. So there are some good and bad things associated with wind power. Okay. Now we look at the solar power and what? It's 80% efficient in what? For water heating on the roofs. That's why it has been used what? For a very, very long period of time. Waiting. Okay. For what? For areas just to heat what? For hot water. Okay. This solar power for water heat has been used back in the United States back in 1916. So if you look at some of the pictures, you'll find a utilization for that. But however, it's only, and don't get me too wrong here, about 10, 12% efficient. For some of the solar guys and some of the other people are going to say, well, maybe it's 18%. Whatever the number is, we're still at a point that what? It's pretty low. That's why we're constantly working to what? Improving the modules so we can get what? More power per module. Okay. So it's in the point that it's only about 10 to let's say 15% efficient on roof or top. Okay. Solar cell electricity costs what? A lot of money. Now, by a factor of 10, maybe the factor reduces constantly the cost of what? The cost of what? Of power. For what? It is expensive for solar. However, it's constantly reduced. Some of the other solar guys will vouch for that. So you need, in comparison, about 40 square miles to get a what? 40 square miles of area to get equivalent to one nuclear reactor. So you need a lot of them, okay? So what we're doing is what? We're doing more research to improve the efficiency of the modules and to lower the what? The manufacturing cost, so this way you can purchase the module that's more efficient at a lower price. Okay? I know some of that stuff is very exciting, but we need to do it. Now, biomass, okay? This is competes very much with farm use for food. It's sufficient for total power by a factor of what? 40. It's not yet. You need about 2,000 square miles equivalent to what? One nuclear reactor. So there's a lot that needs to be done in the biomass, okay? Burns to many things, and nitrous oxide, both are what? Greenhouse gases. And they're doing quite a bit of what? Of research in the biomass. So biomass really is one of the lowest renewable things. Ethanol, we got problems with that. Political issues for red states and so forth. Geothermal, a lot of business are doing geothermal. Few sites, mostly in the west of here, producing sulfur, which is a heavy element of pollution. You drill holes, after sufficient water is heated. Now, geothermal, a lot of the people getting what? Excited about this industry up here. I'm going to give you some break in 1 second, guys. Okay? We're talking about polluting the air, but this is my personal view. If you take water, you heat it, and you circulate it underneath the earth, what are you going to eventually do? You're going to eventually change what? The temperature of the ground in a large scale. So this is something that has put a question in my mind, because what are we doing? We're taking the water up here, and what are we doing? We changing its what? Temperature characteristics, and then we do what? Circulate it underneath what? The ground. Well, at some point we have the what? The air, and eventually we're going to pollute what? The ground. But that's personal view. All right? Some of the environmental effects, we talked to them before, fossil fuels again, global warming, carbon dioxide, and so forth. Renewable energy, it's pretty clean, and don't have the least amount of effect in the actual what? In the environmental. Because what happens is even the solar panel, okay? If the solar panel charges at night, it causes what? Chemical reactions that they're not as harm, but you know, but they don't threaten the planet a bit. But they are, can cause some reactions in the planet, in the actual panels that they're harmful. So they are actually researching this done to avoid such a situation. Because again, a solar panel does take some sort of what? Chemical reaction that takes place between the sun shining into it and the reaction of the actual semiconductor material that's in it. All right? All right, you want to take a 5-minute break? Because I see you guys moving. Let's take a 5-minute break, 10-minute break, and let's continue.
This is a thing that Renewable
Ти мене те чуєте? Чувак.